Rocket League began its life in July 2015 as a paid video game developed by Psyonix. At the time, the concept was simple but unusual enough to stand out: two teams of rocket-powered cars playing football inside an enclosed arena, using physics-based movement instead of traditional character controls. Players had to purchase the game up front before they could access anything, which meant the player base grew only as fast as people were willing to pay for it. Despite that limitation, it became a steady success, building a strong competitive scene, casual player base, and long-term community across PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PC. For 5 years, that model stayed mostly unchanged. The game received updates, new cosmetic items, seasonal events, and competitive refinements, but it remained a paid title. That changed completely on September 23, 2020, when Rocket League transitioned into a free-to-play game worldwide. This was not a small update or optional feature. It was a full structural shift in how the game was distributed and operated. At the exact global release time of 8 a.m. Pacific Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Rocket League became available as a free download on all supported platforms. From that moment onward, anyone could install the game without paying anything. The entry barrier that had existed since 2015 disappeared instantly, and the developers effectively opened the doors to a much larger global audience. One of the most significant platform changes happened on PC. Rocket League was removed from Steam for new users and moved exclusively to the Epic Games Store. This decision meant that Steam stopped being a distribution point for new players, although anyone who already owned the game on Steam before the transition was allowed to keep it and continue receiving updates. This created a long-term split between legacy Steam users and newer Epic Games users, but both groups were merged in the same matchmaking ecosystem through cross-platform play. The free-to-play transition was not just about access. It also restructured the technical foundation of the game. One of the biggest additions was cross-platform progression through Epic Games accounts. This system allowed players to link their accounts across different platforms and carry over key data such as competitive rank, XP level, Rocket Pass progress, and cosmetic inventory. Before this, progression was more fragmented depending on platform. After the update, the goal was to make Rocket League feel like a single unified profile rather than separate platform-specific experiences. The competitive system also underwent a major expansion. Rocket League's ranked ladder had already been established for years, but the free-to-play update refined it and extended it. A new highest rank called Supersonic Legend was introduced above Grand Champion, creating a new peak for elite players. Grand Champion itself was divided into multiple tiers to create more precision at high skill levels, where small differences in performance matter a lot. This change helped improve matchmaking quality and gave top-level competition more structure and progression depth. Alongside ranked changes, Rocket League fully shifted into a seasonal live service model. Instead of treating updates as occasional content drops, the game moved toward structured seasons with consistent resets, rewards, and progression systems. The Rocket Pass became central to this design. It functions as a tiered reward track where players earn experience by playing matches and completing challenges. As they progress, they unlock cosmetic items such as new car bodies, wheels, decals, gold explosions, boost effects, and banners. These items are purely visual and do not affect gameplay performance, which preserves competitive fairness. Challenges were also expanded as part of this system. Rather than relying only on match XP, players could complete specific objectives tied to gameplay actions or seasonal tasks. This gave more direction to progression and encouraged different styles of play without changing core mechanics. From a business perspective, the free-to-play model replaced upfront purchases with cosmetic monetization. The game itself became free, but revenue shifted to optional purchases. These include Rocket Pass premium tiers, rotating item shop cosmetics, and limited-time bundles. The underlying structure is based on scale. More players enter because there is no cost barrier, and a smaller percentage choose to spend money on customization. Importantly, no gameplay advantages are sold, keeping the competitive environment skill-based rather than pay-to-win. Several older systems were adjusted or removed to support the new structure. Certain playlists were retired or reworked, user interface elements were redesigned, and progression systems were streamlined to support a much larger and more active player base. Competitive tournaments were expanded and integrated more directly into the core experience, giving players structured ways to compete outside of ranked matchmaking. The overall effect of the September 23, 2020 update was a complete transformation of Rocket League from a traditional paid game into a large-scale live-service platform. It shifted from a finite purchase product into an ongoing ecosystem built around seasons, continuous updates, and a massive global player base connected through cross-platform systems. In practical terms, Rocket League did not just become free. It changed its identity. It moved from being a game you bought once to a platform that is continuously updated, continuously expanded, and designed to keep players engaged over long periods through competitive progression and cosmetic customization. And that is the core reason Rocket League's free-to-play transition is still considered one of the most significant structural changes in modern competitive gaming.